did I just watch? What did I just watch? This is Paulie Malignaggi for Paulie TV. What did I just watch? All right? Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua is over. Thank God it's over. What a joke of a fight. I was hoping that I could at least give Jake credibility and saying, you know what, he took this challenge. You know, even if it's for a lot of money, he still had the guts to walk to the ring and all this stuff. I was hoping, you know, you're going to get knocked out anyway, dude. Like, I was hoping I could say, you know what, because he earned the respect of boxing fans by going out on his shield. The guy just ran for his life. I just watched Jake Paul run for his life for like 5-6 rounds. Literally just run for. He was doing football jukes. You guys watched that fight? Ring was big. I made a freaking point about that ring being big, and he used it to his advantage in terms of survival in every way he could. I mean, this guy literally never tried to win a second of the fight. He was trying to throw a home run punch every once in a while. Then notice every time he got in the clinch, he just went down. Like he just hugged Anthony Joshua, and then like would go down, and the referee would call it a slip and give him a break, and like he would just kill time that way. Then he was completely angling off. He's completely blading his shoulder off completely to the point where he's so bladed off that he can't even punch. He was just trying to make himself as small of a target as possible. Now Anthony Joshua, people are gonna say, oh, why didn't Anthony Joshua catch up to him? Because Anthony Joshua never had fast feet to begin with, and Anthony Joshua honestly should have probably cut off the ring a little bit better. That's my one critique of Joshua. He probably could have cut off the ring a little bit better. Joshua's always never really had the best feet, but in terms of cutting off the ring, he could have at least done that. But honestly, what do you want the guy to do?
I tried my best. Jake done well while it lasted, but if you remember what I said in the interview with Cameron is, fighting's not just physical, it's psychological. And when you understand the psychological warfare, I did say to you that, Jake, what's gonna happen? I'm gonna see a time when I'm gonna take your soul and you're either gonna give up or you're gonna get knocked out. And unless you have that instinct, you just will never be a good fighter. So I wish that I could have knocked him out at the start. But as we saw tonight, Jake has spirit. He has some heart. He tried his best, and I take my hat off to him because, number one, a lot of fighters haven't got in the ring with me, and Jake did. And secondly, even when he got knocked down, he kept on trying to get up, and I take my hat off to him. So America, I think you have someone who could potentially, if he still has the heart for it, come back again, dust the dirt off his shoulder, and come again and maybe sell out this center sometime in 2026. Maybe against a Gervonta Davis, a Ryan Garcia, who knows? As I said, credit to Jake, I'll stand on that. I'm not gonna sit up here. If he would have beaten me, he would bash me. You know that, right? Imagine him up here now. They would have torn me and Eddie apart. But I'm not gonna do that to Jake. I'm gonna give him the credit. But if he wants to stay at the top level at heavyweight, he needs to work harder because it's very difficult. It's a very difficult division to reign in.
The people need to respect Jake, you know, and imagining Jake little big and having more time to training for this fight. You know, I think Jake improved a lot. The people need to respect him. I don't say that only because I'm fight here in a company, but it's because Jake, the people need to respect Jake, you know. I mean, every single fight go inside the ring, everybody need respect.
In the co-main event of Misfits Boxing's Fight Before Christmas card, former UFC veteran Tony Ferguson stepped into the boxing ring against Warren Spencer for the vacant Misfits middleweight title. Ferguson showed aggressive pressure from the outset, dropped Spencer early, and continued to control the fight through all 5 rounds. In the end, the judges scored it unanimously in Ferguson's favor, earning him the middleweight championship and his 2nd straight win since moving into boxing.
Middleweight world champion.
In the main event, Andrew Tate made his highly anticipated boxing debut against reigning Misfits heavyweight champion Chase D'Amore. After 6 competitive rounds, D'Amore used size, athleticism, and well-timed punches to edge Tate. When the scorecards were read, D'Amore retained his heavyweight title via majority decision. Tate suffered visible damage and couldn't quite match D'Amore's pace, ultimately coming up short on points.
The 6 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecard. Judge George Wilkie scores the bout 57 even. Judge Valesco Sanders scores the bout 58-56. Judge Gary Kizanowski scores the bout 58-56. And the winner by majority decision. And still,
listen, I want everybody to know right now, the hardest guy I've ever fought in my life. This is Cobra, this is top G. I have all the respect in the world for this man. This man literally pulled me out of a suicide, man. I was gonna kill myself after that first fight. And this man works every single day on his podcast. Told me if I do that shit, man, I don't care what anybody says about this guy. He's a fucking legend, man. Legend. Respect, brother. Thank you so much. Respect. Cheers.
Everybody out there, without me, all the haters, all the fans, everybody. All of you guys always say, I'm just going to do my best. I'm just the in the world. Mr. Chuck King, Cobra CEO himself, and came out with a victory, man.
Yeah, obviously I didn't get the result I wanted, but truthfully the result I wanted was to see if I could still do it. 40 years old, 10 years retired, a little bit of time in a Romanian dungeon. It was always going to be a big ask against someone so much bigger than me, younger than me, more active than me, but I wanted a real challenge. I didn't want to fight a tin can, I didn't want to fight someone older than me or smaller than me. You know, I felt like I won the first 2 rounds, and then because he's 20 kilo heavier, he started leaning on me and sapped some energy. But I didn't quit, never give up, never retreat, never surrender, fight to the end, go out with your shield. So I have no excuses, training camp went fantastic. Time is the fire in which we all burn. Unfortunately, a 40-year-old's not a 22-year-old, but I gave it my absolute all, and I have nothing but respect for Chase. I have no excuses. I'm not gonna say anything bad about him. I'm not gonna make up any reasons. He was the man who won. He deserves this victory. Truthfully, completely, and honestly, I'm actually very proud of him. And I'm glad to know that Misfits have a true champion, because he is a true champion. Because he showed tremendous heart, tremendous grit, and he fought to the end just like I did. So I'm not disappointed in myself, I don't operate from that frame. The only way I would be disappointed in myself is if I was too scared to fight at all. And when I first agreed to fight, and I told Vance, there was a conversation, and everyone said, Andrew, you're 40 years old, you just got out of jail, you've been through so much, you have so many problems, there's so much going on. Why would you do this? Why would you risk it all? Why would you get in there? And I felt a tinge of fear for the first time in my life. And that's when I knew I had to fight. Because the second I felt afraid, I knew I had to fight. I can't live doubting myself. Seeds of doubt grow into forests of inaction. I don't operate that way. Chase and I had to fight again tomorrow. I'd go tomorrow still with 100% belief in myself, even though I know he just beat me. That's who I am. So I don't, the second I knew that, I was worried about it, I knew I had to do it. And I'm not afraid to lose. I'm afraid to not try. So once again, absolute respect to Chase. Complete respect to Chase. No excuses. I'm not going to give you any bullshit about injuries or any of that crap. He got in there, he fought against the odds, and he beat me, and he deserves full credit. He's a true champion. I'm going to come back. I need to fight someone legit.
Hey, real quick, look at the boys right here behind us. I can't believe that. You get a selfie real quick behind all the fighters, everybody. Oh, Tristan can't fight.
You're going down, bitch. You are going down. Like this, yeah? Dish. Bish. Dish. Bang. Bang. Walks up some bike and he goes to him, right off. And he goes,